أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم للذين يؤلون من نسائهم تربص أربعة أشهر فإن فاءوا فإن الله غفور رحيم وإن عزموا الطلاق فإن الله سميع عليم. Dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I recited Surah Al-Baqarah, Ayat number 226 and 227. In these two ayat, Allah look after the purification of the woman. Allah wants that the Muslim society must be purified, nice, and the supreme one within the world. Because the woman is the major part of the society. So if the woman is pure, then the society as a whole will be pure. This way, Allah limits the time for the woman when an husband is just to make mind not to have physical association with the wife. So Allah limits him up to 4 months. That within 4 months he must develop and retain the normal relationship as it were before with his wife, so that wife should be purified and will have no any type of indecent impurity within the society. Because a woman can live without husband up to 4 months, and above 4 months the desires with respect to sexuality they develop, and there are chances of the woman so to slip from the purity. Umar bin Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he was the ruler, during that time it was his habit to go through the streets of Medina. So one night he heard from a house where the woman was remembering her husband, so in different words. Umar bin Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he got full information about that house and found that her husband is a soldier and he is still outside. About 6 months passed. He never came back to his house. So then Umar bin Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he went to his daughter Hafza radiallahu ta'ala anha and requested that tell me how long a woman can survive without husband. Hafza radiallahu ta'ala anha, she said 4 months. Then Umar bin Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he made the rules regulations within the kingdom that throughout the Islamic government, anyone who are at work, so they have to come back to their home after every 4 months. So even the people working in army, so they will be allowed to go back to their home after 4 months. So this way Allah knows the psychology of the human being. This way Allah makes the internal relationship among the husbands and wives so much nice and pure, so that the Islamic society develop and prosper on the basis of purification. Allah said in this ayat, لِلَّذِينَ يُولُونَ مِن نِسَائِهِمْ تَرَبُّصُ أَرْبَعَةِ أَشْهُرٍ. لِلَّذِينَ, for those people. Yuluna, Yulun mean who do ila. Ila is the taking oath just for the for the woman. Like the husband, they can take oath that he will stop the sexual relationship from his wife. It is called ila in Arabic. So this way Allah said, Lillazina, for those people, Yoluna, who swear not to have sexual relations, min nisa'ihim, with their wives. Tarabbasu, they should have to wait. Arba'ati ashhur, Arba'a 4 ashhur month. So they have to wait 4 months. So Allah said that if the husbands they take oath that they will stop the physical relations from with the wives, so they have to do it up to 4 months, not above that. So because of the point very important, that is point of purification, because up to the 4 months a woman can have full control to secure the purification. After that, maybe the shatanic intervention and the nafs desires, and there may be the chances of some indecent and some type of sexual evils possibility. So this way Allah said that you have to develop the relationships within 4 months. So if a person who is to redevelop the relationships within 4 months, so Allah is happy with that person, and Allah is to forgive that person because Allah is merciful. So next part of the ayat, for in for so if they return to the normal relations, for innallaha ghafurur rahim, then indeed Allah is forgiving and merciful. So it means if a husband who take oath that he will not develop the physical relationship sexually with his wife, so Allah said to those people that they have to redevelop the sexual relations with the wives within 4 months. If they return, it means return to the normal relationship as they were before. So whatever sinful things they had, Allah is forgiving. But here is one important point, because they have taken the oath, so they have to pay for compensation. So the compensation of the uh, oath is to feed 10 people who are masakin, or they have to give new clothes to 10 people who are masakin, or to keep 3 days continuous fasting. So this is the compensation when a person is taking oath. So after paying compensation, the person will be free and from the evil or from the impact of the oath, because Allah is forgiving. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ rahim, because Allah forgive the person, because Allah is merciful. So the person will get the forgiveness from Allah and also gets the mercies of Allah. So if the person is returning within 4 months to his wife, and then the person will get so much reward. His sins will be forgiven, and the mercies of Allah will come to that person. Now, if the next part is that one, if someone has decided to divorce the wife, so Allah tells us in the next ayat, وَإِنْ أَزَمُوا الطَّلَاقَ, and if they intended to divorce, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ, then indeed Allah, Samiyun Alim, Allah is hearing and knowing all that. So it means if a person who is not returning back to make the relationships with his wife normal, so and decided that he will give the divorce to his wife, then must keep in mind that if that person is doing this act on the surface of the land, and Allah is listening, Allah is hearing. Allah knows what He is doing. So it means the matter of Him is completely before Allah's court. So this is the special mercies of Allah in favor of the woman, that the matter is not at a place but is before Allah, because Allah is listening that one, Allah is knowing that one, Allah is hearing that one, and Allah knows each everything of that person, because Allah dislike the divorce. This way Allah said Allah knows that one. So in these two ayat we understand that when a Muslim person to take oath that he will not go to see his wife and will not develop the physical sexual relationship with her up to 4 months or the more than that. So Allah said that person must develop the relationship, to redevelop the relationship with his wife and up to 4 months. And when he wants to develop the relationship, and he has to pay the compensation also, and that is nice. Then the person will get the forgiveness from Allah and also the mercies of Allah. That is very important. And the nikah the will continue with that person has with wife. That will continue. And if the person is not going to see his wife up to 4 months and not developed the relationship with his wife up to 4 months, then so he will have a limit. What is the limit? So limit is that so his wife is nearly divorced. She has the right to go to the court against him and will be in a position to get the divorce from that person completely. Because after 4 months, according to the ruling of Allah, that we find the commands of Allah in this ayat, that the woman, if the because if the person is not to give divorce to him completely, so will go to the court, like Islamic Sharia court, and then the court will make the husband to give her divorce by force. If the person is not to give the divorce, then the court will do it, and the divorce that will be done by the court will be enforced and acceptable, because that is according to the command of Allah, which we found from this ayat. So this is important, that we have to make our relationship with the woman as good as possible, and we have to treat them kindly, and they must treat the men and the husbands very nice, kindly, with love. And like the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, that when a person is just to come in home, and the woman must look to him so much nice that the person becomes so much happy, and the all the tiredness will finish. So that is the very important point. So if we make inside the house the environment, the atmosphere of love, peace and like to sacrifice. If we have little things which are not acceptable, we have to sacrifice for other, then make the situation within the house very good, and alhamdulillah, then the matter will be very fine. Inside the house the environment is good, and the mercies of Allah will fall on that house where the peace and blessings, so the blessings of Allah will fall to those people, and that house will not find any type of difficulty, and Allah's, because Allah's mercies are there. So that is very important point. So we have to make our home environment as good as possible. Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also did this act, and he was uh, away from his wife up to 1 month, and after 29th 29 days, then he returned back to them. So there is a sometimes some people say that is a better way than the divorce. For example, if a man who earns like the money, but the woman, she demands more than that what the man is earning, so then, because the man has no capability to earn that type of money which the woman wants, then the man should make him away from the wife up to some time, so that to make her mind and make her uh, understanding that what she was thinking, she was wrong. So he should not develop sexual relations with her up to some days. Automatically she will feel that what she has done, that is wrong, because my husband only earns the money. So we have to make our life within the limits that is my husband earning. So we have to live our life under the category which is allowing us within the earning money. So we are not to demand more than that. When wife thinks about that, so then automatically she comes back to the husband, and the situation becomes normal. So the main thing is that, so we have to look at ourselves, our situation, not to follow other people. Mostly the women, they are just to follow the other people also, and from the other women, when they motivate or persuade them, and then they feel that we have not this thing in house, we have not that thing in house, and we must have all these things in house, and we must have this desire, or the desire of different things makes her to be different. Then the relationship between the husband and wife, they are under problem. So the best way is that we have to spend our life according to the money is that is coming in home, and that is very important, that if we have to spend our money according to the earning what we have, and we have to keep our life like within the limits, not to exceed, not to make burden upon us, and we have to spend our life as simple as possible, because this world is a test for us. So we must be as good as possible so that the day of judgment we should get the complete peaceful and nice life and we enjoy our life there. Allah gave us tawfiq. Ameen.